My name is Luke Hawk. I'm a sculptor. I graduated from OU with a BFA in sculpture.
About 7 years ago, we had 6 Athena Awards prepared by a local artist, Kevin Morgan. We ran out, actually. The one that we gave last year, not this past November, the one that we gave over the past 6 years. So it was redesigned for the next 6 or 7 years so that we could have the actual physical trophy in our hands.
When I got the call from Dr. Lewis to congratulate me on being nominated for the Athena Award, I was just overwhelmed with excitement. It was something I really thought that I could be part of and help, kind of with my own ideas and inspiration, kind of propel like a cool sculpture. Well, so I had started with a very figurative, almost cartoony picture of an owl, something that I thought was, be recognizable from a distance. It was pretty stark in terms of its stance, something like this. It was the claws, the talons had been kind of facing out, and it became a little bit more, I thought this had a little more movement and flight towards it, but it was again a little bit too stark. Yeah, so the work began on my kitchen table, and when I realized that that wasn't going to be enough to continue, I contacted my high school art teacher, who has helped me throughout in the past. Her name is Renee Olson, and she let me use her studio in Athens, Ohio here. I became a little more abstract when I was talking with the committee and what we were kind of trying to convey in the movement. And that's after working with committee and working with Barry Dilley, I moved from these kind of cartoony concepts to this more abstract. I don't know, it's a lot more classy in a sense. It has kind of like an egg form in it here. That's what the shape of the wings were supposed to kind of represent, and how we're shaped by our surroundings in a sense. And then, it seems like every part of it kind of represents something to me, whereas this is almost like a halo, almost like a seed form, and this is kind of like a sprout that's kind of growing and ever evolving. We were really talking about kind of the movement and how we were trying to represent a modern Athena that represented inspiration and courage, without really saying that it was an owl necessarily. So it was this initial kind of impression that kind of carries through the whole piece like this. It was a big part of how we came about with the idea. Just kind of the movement and how it feels. It was a big inspiration, really, working with Barry. Yes.
When I saw the new award, literally it took my breath away. And because we asked for designs, we had a couple that came in, and Luke's rose to the top. But he worked with us diligently, and Barry Dilley in particular, to shape it into this award that looks like movement and that it's flowing, that we're strong, where we know that Athens is a strong community for people with disabilities and can become even stronger. So we're thrilled beyond words with the new award.
So like I had mentioned, I had gotten a lot of support from my high school art teacher, Renee Olson. And then after working in her studio and realizing that I needed even more space to continue working on these awards, I contacted the Dairy Barn here in Athens, and I was able to use the communal studio ceramic space here at the Dairy Barn. So that's also kind of a privilege to be kind of working within the community and making something that's for the community.